Noah Posey, Medark, Florida. Well, most of my family was farmers and stuff like that, and they fished a lot, mullet fish. I left here and come back, and I got into seafood business in 1965. I went down south and was a surveyor for 8 years in the state. Same yards where you sit there on a thing and you look for the mullet to come, and sometimes it'd be 10,000, sometimes it'd be 20,000 pounds. What we used was a 500-yard seine with a 100-yard pocket. Boat, you go around them, and that pocket was in the middle of it. Then you'd pull each end in, and the fish would go in that pocket. And then you keep them alive till you could untie the end of the pocket and just put them in your boat. And then you come in and unload them in a pickup or something and bring them to the fish house. About, I'd say, 8 or 9 seine yards here, and then we had one at West Goose Creek. When they come, the mullet would come by, and they always keep the right eye to the bank. So when they come on there, they need to come on around by Shell Point. They had 2 fish things there. Then you come on around, and then they'd come by Bottoms is over there by that same yard. Come on around by Sunday, all them Sunday Reel, all the way on around. But they run every year. The red roe mullet. But all that's stopped now. Something seems like it turns them and they go to St. George Island on down that way now. They don't come around the coast. I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out. I always said they might have put something out in the water to make when they hit it, they went straight across or something. But well, that's where all my uncles and stuff fished out of. They had fish camps over there. And what they do, they lived around Medark, Crawford, Order Creek, but they'd go over and stay weeks at a time, and go fishing. But Mr. Bob Spears had a house down there that they all brought the fish in, and he bought them from them.
And then clean them and pack them?
No, they go pack them and sell them up in Georgia and stuff. We'd pack them out in 100-pound boxes. And, well, we'd wash them, pack them out, and then they'd haul them to Georgia and everywhere. It was a big industry. When I got about 15, that's when I started fishing with Will Hartsfield and all them. But he was the best fisherman around and best crabber, really. I think Will always knew where he was at. He studied them. He didn't have no education, but he knew right where to go. If the type of weather we was having that morning, he knew where to go, that the fish would be banking up. My father-in-law asked me to come back and run their crab house. Well, when I come back, I took the job as manager of Barrett Brothers. We had 120-something crab pickers. Then what overage crabs we got, we sold to Brunswick, Georgia. There was plenty of crabs in. We also was in the fish business, mullet and all that, and shipping them up in Georgia. And we used to have 14 crab houses here. We only got, we got, say, 2. Farrell Bart's got one, but the biggest one is Sanders and Son out in Order Creek. I only stayed in that crab house and fish business for 8.5 years, and then I went into shell business. I bought all the shells off the back of the crab, and I processed them and sold them to Devil Crab Factories. That's my big plant up there you see closed down on the curve. That's where I made my money on the shell business. I'd go as far as North Carolina, and I'd go as far as Texas, bringing them in here on 18-wheelers. One time I had 7 18-wheelers on the road. This building here, Strunchy, Porter, and Robert Taylor built it and run it for a long time, and then Strunchy bought Robert out, and then Strunchy finally sold it to, I believe he sold it to the Thompsons, and then the Thompsons sold it to the Whaleys, and then it went under, and I bought it from the bank. This used to be Strunchy's Seafood. I think we're in trouble. I mean, the state regulations and size limits and all that stuff, I think, is about to put everybody out of business. It hurts the tourists because we don't get nobody coming down fishing no more. They ain't no drive down here to catch, well, now you catch 2 reds, one red, and it's got to be a certain size, and then you got to catch a trout, it's got to be a certain size, and flounder and all that. So really that's what's hurting the economy down here, I think, more than anything. They can't do nothing. They want to go out and catch 3 redfish, or they want to go out and trap something, or they couldn't do it now. So